Great morning, everyone, and welcome. Guys, you guys are just plain and simply amazing. You guys do shout out early when there's a party going on. So, guys, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. You guys really make my day a fantastic day. Let me get started with you guys because you guys are the most important part of this show. I've said it from the beginning, from chapter number 1 to chapter 22. Are we 22 or something like that? I don't know. I have lost count. Today, the last class today is actually the party, but I have prepared for you also a little bit of a surprise session. Today we're going to be looking at my falling knife, especially now that things are just dumping. So I'm telling you, I don't know, markets kind of like line up with the courses. But let me get started with you guys because you guys are the most amazing part of this classes. Let me get started with username. What's up, username, and welcome. I have a beer ready for you, and I have a beer ready for you, my friend. And also, I do have an amazing glass. So we'll get started with that. But let me get going with Alexander G, the Queen Mode in the house. What is up, Weak Wi-Fi 89? What is up, Iopa? I don't know, nailed it maybe. I'm sorry, really trying, my friend. Let me know if you let me know how to pronounce it. I promise you, I'll do my best in there. Who else we got in the house? We have Harp. What's up, my friend? Who else is in here? Trade Intuition, of course. What's up, brother? Welcome, Trade Intuition, one of the greatest traders out there, making things simple for trading. If you haven't checked him out, go check him out. He is fantastic. There we go. We have Maho Move. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for joining. Let's get started first. Let me show you. I do prepare my beer like I prepare my coffee, right? Not hot, but cold. And of course, I do need a fantastic glass. So, nice. What a ring of a glass that we have in there. Let's get started. So, with the party. So, let me just, how do I use this, by the way? Oh, I think like that. I don't know, man. I don't usually do this. There we go. Oh, fantastic. Let's pour this amazing. This is a Dunkel. Haven't tried this out. I don't know what to expect. Taste. Not taste. I mean, smells delicious. So far so good. Then let's break it up. There we go. Let's wait for it to foam up a little bit. And oh, look at that! I thought I was about to spell it. Fantastic. Look at that. Amazing. All right. It smells amazing. Let's give it a taste. Let's just wait for a little second. By the way, I know this might seem a little not hygienic. I have washed my face, but if you have too much of a thick phone, and I've learned this from the internet, so it's just do swipe here a little bit, and then you swipe your beer. It actually eats it away. So, all right. I don't know about you, but kind of like it works. All right, I think what you might either. I'll take everything from disgusting to amazing. Just right in here. Let me also show you guys a couple of other stuff I had prepared. Oh, there it is in here. Can you grab one of those? Thank you. A little bit of a cake. You cannot see there's a cake. This is a chocolate cake. I'm going to be taking that with the beer. That is a fantastic flavor to mix with Dunkel beer. So let's have some fun and let's take a look at what's going on in the markets. Let's give it a try because look at that. It has already worked, right? You see that? It's going lower. I like to break it as I drink it, and let's go for it. A Dunkel, fantastic Dunkel. Oof. Fantastic. Great. I need to do this more often, drinking and trading. Not recommended. All right, guys, let's jump into the charts. We're going to be taking the beer. Also, hopefully you guys have a beer with you guys, or at least whatever drink you're drinking. Coffee, water, sparkling water, everything counts. As long as we are on community and trading, of course. Frantic Time, what's up, buddy? Thank you for joining. JR, what's up, JR? Welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming visiting. This is fantastic. Love it. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. Jesse, what's up, bro? Welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really, really, really appreciate it. Let's go to the charts and let's see what Bitcoin is doing because it's just dumping its pants, man. Let's go to the charts. All right, so we're back in the charts in here. It's time to another sip. Oh my God, this is just, oh, never too early. Never too late, right? I don't want to finish that sentence. Oh man. All right. This is 18 plus, guys, or 21 plus, whatever is your drinking age up. Again, not incentivizing anyone to do this. This is actually just, this is Coca-Cola. All right. This is just Coca-Cola. YouTube, Coca-Cola. This is just Coke. All right. So let's go. What's up, Califan? What's up, Califan? Hopefully you are also having your favorite drink on hand. He's back. Yeah, man. This is the last episode, and I prepared a folding knife episode just for you guys. And we're gonna be having a little bit fun, a little bit more fun than usually. So excuse me if I'm a little bit louder, right? Because sugar, right, gets me going. All right. By the way, with the third one, bro, I'm just like on the second one, I'm speaking more than I should, right? And the third one, dude, ask me anything, I'll answer it. Just so you know. So, but tequila. Well, my wife, she is a good tequila drinker. She's fantastic. I mean, phenomenal. She enjoys it. She can take a lot of tequila. That's awesome. Actually, she takes care of me when we go out. Yeah. So let's get it and let's see. All right, so Bitcoin taking the dump. We were expecting something like this, right? I mean, if you take a look at what happened here, right? We were expecting that dump. Let's also jump into another chart. And by the way, we have an alert on HNT, Jupiter, and AIXPT. I want to talk about those two. But so far, let's go to the next chart of Bitcoin because we have another a little bit more complex analysis going on in here, right? We were expecting to maybe a Valhalla break, right? Or a sort of a Valhalla break. It's not going on, which is fine. We plan both for how far down, how far low, and how far up we could be going. And also, I want you guys to notice up there in the side chat, let me push you a link in here, right? Because we're going to be talking about falling knives. So just so I can also read you clearly, here it is. Let me see, can I send it? There we go. So guys, this is the link to my secret behind my falling knife strategy, right? Feel free to use it or don't use it. I'm gonna be showing it over again, right? When we configure it. But by the way, I don't configure it. I just use it the way it is. And I use other stuff, right? Let's finish this up and let's move on to into the falling knife strategy. All right, so what we got, we were expecting maybe a bounce of the dynamic reactor, right? This is no secret. We were also expecting that on the morning market report. Let's take a look at the morning market report. In fact, we have a big AF, right? Big AF, just at my glass. Oh my God, man, Dunkel, fantastic style. Also, if you have a Patricia, this is an Argentinian or Paraguayan beer called Patricia. It's also Dunkel. Fantastic, the best beer ever. By the way, the worst beer ever goes to Milwaukee's Best. Oh, dude. And then there's another one. I don't quite remember its name, but just saying. I don't know if it's just because of the taste or because of the aftertaste, if you know what I mean. Whoop, Pete in Junior, what? Cereal? What? JK, BKF, absolutely. So, Dutchy, same Dutchy, nice. What's up, Mr. Intuition? What's up, guys? Welcome. Let's see. All right, so I think I'm all caught up. When Mexicans start talking knives. All right, I'm not 100% sure if I got that. When we start talking knives comes out, or when are we starting talking the knife strategy? Not quite percent sure in that. Didn't drive and text loud. Yeah, please don't drive and text. All right, so we have a big AF arrow here. This is the area that I was expecting to actually have a bounce if we did not hold the dynamic reactor. What happened at the dynamic reactor? Again, this is not a secret. We were expecting this. What happened? Maybe a bullish divergence, fierce retracement, right? Then at the next dynamic reactor, we are already below our zero line, right? So what are we expecting? More downside, right? Or at least some ranging if we're able to bounce out, right? Remember that right here, we have a bunch of confluence. And this is the first thing that I want to show you guys when I'm doing my, my catching knife strategy. It is impossible targets at crazy support, right? When it's falling down. All right, so basically what we have in here, let's bring it up. We have a discount zone in there. We have a resistance that we're just passing through, right? We have a manual trend line in here. What else we have? We have quantum reactor coming in strong. What else we have in there? We have a liquidity zone to be grabbed. And also we have our golden line right there. As you can see, this liquidity, it's being rebuilt up there, right? We also had, if I'm not mistaken, there we go, our mother's milk on our trading ranging scenario, into our market dynamics pro, right? So there's a bunch of stuff happening here. The lower part of this area, it is somewhere around 104. Remember, in fact, this is my circle within the circle, right? So we have a general area that I'm willing to trade in, and a specific area that I'm going to keep my eyes on. Another thing that we were talking about today in the morning market report was the compression that's happening here. Look at the compression. And now we have green candle, green reactor on green cloud. Are we going to burst? I don't know. Usually that happens, right? In fact, when we have some compression, I'm usually looking for that price action. Look at this. There we go. Look at the compression that happened here, right? Look at that compression of the cloud, not the oscillator. Then the oscillator turned green. What happened? We have a little bit of a burst in here. Not as much as I could be expecting, right? But also the compression size was very small, very tight, right? So in this point right here, in comparison, look at how long we've been compressing and compressing and compressing. So it is of my thinking or of my speculating, right, that we're gonna be bouncing from it. All right. So first section, crazy support, crazy resistance. Then what's the next thing for my falling knife strategy? It is impossible targets. This is important, guys. Falling knife is not the same as an entry. We want the price actions to go crazy, right? To go strong, to fear everybody in the market. We jump in and we jump out. It's a falling knife. We most likely are going to get caught. We know that in any ways, accepting the risk in the market, we prepare for entries, right? We prepare for exits, and we prepare for taking hits, right? So technically, we want to get ready mentally here, right? Mentally for those three is a quick in, quick out, impossible targets. Let's take a look at a couple of impossible targets. For that, let me go back to trading with OC setup here. All right, let's open anyway. And let's go to another altcoin. Let's go, for example, to Turbo, right? All right. So what would Turbo, let me just get rid of everything here, all right, 4 hours Turbo. What would an impossible target for Turbo would be? And trade tuition, yeah, what's up, bro? Nice. So let's go for one more in the meantime. Ooh, fantastic. All right, so what would an impossible target be for Turbo? Well, first that I maybe can think of, it's going to be, let's go for horizontals. Maybe here, right? It doesn't seem that possible, right? Next one maybe there, and maybe here, and maybe here, and maybe here, right? So far, this is what I will start telling you guys, right? At this point, we already have a breakout retest. We are expecting a higher movement. So what would an impossible target be? So talking about these targets seems at this point impossible, not plausible, right? So let me go to get some cake. Have you taken some, honey? Oh, you should. It's amazing. Oh, this is, there we go. Oh, fantastic chocolate cake. Guys, oh my God, I'm breaking every rule. Excessive sugar, right? Another excess of sugar with Coca-Cola. Oh, guys, hopefully you also are taking some chocolate cake. Fantastic. With the dunkel, oh, my friend. Guys, we need to get together and do something like this, like in real person. If you didn't know, I did bought back in the day a hot dogs card, little card. Oh yeah, I did tell you guys about this, right? And my plan, I was ending up college, and I was like, all right, what if I'm a total fluke? College, what's gonna be my plan B, right? So all right, I'm good at inventing stuff, and I went save out of the college money, and I started an early job before ending college. I save up and I bought a hot dog car, just in case, right? Just in case life didn't turn the way that I was expecting. I had a plan B, just like in trading, guys, just like in trading. Very funny. And then hopefully everything actually turned out fantastic. It turned out fantastic, and that card ended up being at the front porch. So every weekend or 2 weekends, so on and so forth, we got some, hot dogs with the friends and stuff. And by the way, look at this. If I just do, come on, cheers, a magic glass. Oh, drinks. Oh, it's not on the camera. Let's do it one more time. Look at that. Cheers, guys. Oh, there you go. Fantastic. Love it, honey. Thank you. She's also enjoying it with me. Oh, space cake. Dude, I'm telling you, there's so many stories I need to tell you guys. This is not the place. It's not even one, and I'm already talking too much. This is fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. I need to tell you so many stories. Maybe we can do a follow-up on Piper Academy Discord. I don't know. Let me know. And we can do an inside session, and we just trade and talk. I think that would be great. I can tell you a bit more of my fantastic theories. One of those, my best, here it is, right? And I'll shut up and then we'll go to the charts. But my best line ever is true story. True story. I went out partying outside of Mexico, and I woke up on a third country. So, dude, I changed twice of country. So that is my baseline. I'll tell you about it once out there. But that is my best line out there. All right, so at this point, we're looking for a possible continuation, but we see Bitcoin dumping, right? Taking a dump, basically maybe pulling everything back downwards. So right here is exactly, so where are we drinking with OZ? I don't know, guys. Do you want to come to Mexico? Let me know. I'll open up my house for you guys. Let me know. Or maybe we can do international party, something like maybe in the next upcoming year, Bitcoin 2026. That'll be fantastic. That'll be fantastic. All right. The point is that at this point, we're not expecting maybe a drawdown, or we are, right? I mean, we are expecting a drawdown if Bitcoin makes a big movement, right? So this is the next step on falling knife. Prepare for the drop, all right? So how do we prepare for the drop? We already know Bitcoin is dumping. It's not as serious, but we know it could be fast, all right? So in that case, we are moving ahead of that movement, and we're opening a position, a very small position. In this case, I'm doing as much leverage as I can, all right? Or I can, if I'm trading altcoins, if I'm trading Bitcoin, I usually grab 2 entries and they buy them in 2. So 4 consecutive entries just to scale down my falling knife. I'll show you that in a second. But right here, so this is the area that seems impossible, right? That, come on, I don't think that we're gonna get here. We're having a higher low, right? It's time to long it. It doesn't mean that we're not gonna long it. If we get stop loss, that's fine. If we get stopped out, sorry, that's fine. We're talking about the falling knife, right? And here's where I start doing the rule number 1, crazy support, right? So possible targets, rule number 1. Rule number 2, crazy support. All right. So let's bring up. Right now, I already have Kavaka handmade my crazy support. Let's go for the next thing. All right. So right here, I have a confluence. All right. Right here, I have another confluence, and right here, I have another confluence. All right, I'm right now discarding other stuff in here, right? So maybe this line right here, I could maybe skip it, all right? So we'll see that in a second. What is up next? What else do I have? All right, so far, nothing here. What do I have in here? Do I have maybe a big spike of volume to my right? Yes, I do have a big spike volume here. So let's draw it. And let's draw it a little. There we go. Right here. I'm looking at this shelf. Remember, this is your traditional VPVR or our VRVP. All right, however you want to call it. Cheers. All right, what else do we have? Maybe another shelf in here after a deep in here. So I will go in for this one too. Right? Crazy support. And that will be it. Let's go to the next one here. Do I have any maybe order blocks in here, down here? Not really. That's fine. I don't care. Let's go for the trend. Oh, maybe at the bottom of the trend. All right, I'm going to draw another line in here because it's the bottom of the range. All right, perfect. Our VRVP, which you already have nailed that zone. Let's go for it. There we go. A spike and another spike. We'll take a look at this other spike. There we go. That's fine. What else? Ghost trend. I don't think that we're gonna have anything with ghost trend in here. Risk reward, where we have talked about FIVP. This is gonna be a good one. And this one is telling us, oh, look at that we were supposed to hit lows, right? Even lowers here. All right, perfect. What else we have? Let's go right now to my favorite tool. Let me click these three dots in here. Let's bring this up as about, where is it? Add remove value, where is it? About, here you go, about the script, right? I'm gonna be copying this copy, and I'm gonna share it with you guys once again. Let's share it here and let's send it. So you guys can add it right away, right? When you add it like that, you're gonna be having this exact same settings. Leave them alone, right? Leave them alone. And then let's click OK, and let's turn it up. At this point, this is actually my secret weapon. I'm going to be giving a higher value to these order blocks. Those are order blocks configured for the long time frame, right? So in this case, we also have the order block, but we're looking into them, into the order block, like if we have X-rays, right? So out of all of the orders of order blocks, where are the concentration of those orders, right? So it's not only giving me the square box of an order block, it's also giving me a area to pick from that order block. I usually call the half of it when I cannot see inside of the order block, but in this case, I can see inside of the order blocks. Then let's use that to our favor, right? So what's going on in here? I see this one in here, and then I see this one in here. I'm gonna do a check mark on those two, right? Because this is my secret weapon. Now let's get everything. Let's just get rid of everything. At this point, where is my check mark? Right in here. So remember, I can do a couple of stuff in here. If my check marks are too far away, I'd rather get stopped out of those things, right? Unless I have a very strong confluence in here in the midterm, but I don't know, would that be so strong of a confluence? Let's imagine there is. Just make it a little bit more difficult, right? Because why is it more difficult? Because we already know if there is a big gap between your checkmark 1 and checkmark 2, right? You're okay, you just get a stop loss and then you re-enter. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. You're willing to take one stopped out, right? But Newt Gordon, oh, she's my favorite traded on Piper Academy. Thank you, my friend. Really love it, bro. Thanks. It really matters to me, brother. Cheers for you, my friend. I don't know if you can hear that. Bing. There we go. That's for you, my friend. Cheers. All right. So I haven't said that. Crypto Pollo, what's up, bro? Love it. All right. So now that we're talking about that falling knife, well, it's going to be easy if we just have just very far away one to another. I'm willing to take a hit, right? Because I'm doing maybe a half of a quarter of a position at my highest possible leverage that I can manage a stop loss in, if that makes sense, right? That could be 30, 40, 50, 70. I never hit 100, just so you know, right? But might be the way, or might be the case that maybe you are able to hit those 100. Still, you want to push it as much as you can without affecting your stop loss. We're going to talk about that in a second. Nonetheless, in here, if we add one more in the middle, so that complicates stuff, right? Because you are, all right, I cannot just stop it out. Well, you can, but what if the damn thing, right, just goes in here, stops in here, and then you got stopped out and you never enter? You'll be just pulling your hair out, right? I mean, of course, that third rule of falling knife, be prepared for getting hit, right? We know. We tell ourselves, but let's not turn a blind eye onto our emotions because we know we hate getting stopped out. Well, I don't know about you, but I freaking hate it, right? Let me go take some cake in here, and I'm gonna show it to you guys. So if you're not getting some cake, you are regretting this right now. I bet it. By the way, this is Boston's chocolate cake. Ooh, fantastic. And it's frozen. And for some reason, it's almost gone. No, just kidding. Oh. All right, so sorry about that. Fantastic. So this complicates stuff, right? Having an important level between two of our secret weapon levels, right? How do we go about this? All right. This is why I either change one position into 3 entries or 2 positions into 4 entries. That depends. I'm going to go for 1 position into 3 entries. So you guys already know that one of my positions, right? So one of my position equals 3% of my wallet. At this point, I'm lucky enough, right, or I have worked my account enough that 3%, it's a lot of money, all right? And that a lot of money or enough money for me to divide it in 3. If you're not there yet, don't worry. Think it before you do it, but you could be considering entering with as much as you need to do 3 or just a little bit more, right? So for example, instead of 3, let's go for, I don't know, what is the minimum per trade times 3, if that makes sense. That way you're putting the minimum per trade times 3, all right? And what you're gonna be doing, the same thing that we do. Long position right here. My stop loss is gonna be right below here, all right? This is freakingly awful, I know. Here's the thing. I usually divide, and this gets a little bit tricky, all right? Because there's 2 ways to do it. If your account is small enough that you cannot divide those trades into 3 just easily, just your one single entry into 3 different trades, usually you're gonna be aiming for putting at the minimum here, and the minimum here, right? Which changes the dynamic a little bit. Why? Because when you enter here, perfect, that's fine. When you enter in here, you're averaging in the middle of those. And then when you enter in here, you are not averaging at the middle of those. You're just barely averaging a half between where you are and the next one, all right? So you almost get there if you're lucky enough, right? So that's something that you need to take into consideration. Are you willing to have this stopped, this maybe stopped out, and then as soon as we get here, get out? That needs to be answered, right? And that's on your hands. there is the next thing where you could consider, and again, not financial advice, but things get a little bit tipsy here, right? Adding a 1.5 entry or a 4 minimum positions, all right? If you are 4 minimum positions, whatever equals to, or I mean, 4 minimum positions will give you the advantage of dividing your first entry to be your least heavy entry, all right? So you go for example, let's just say that your minimum position here is $50. Let's go another $50 and another $50, and then you add another $50, right? And this $50 is just to balance this out. I'll explain you how in a minute. So you got 50, 100, 150 plus extra 50 to 100. Perfect. That will give us theoretically, right? Theoretically, I nailed it. Enough to do your smaller entry, a little bit of a bigger entry, and way much a bigger of an entry. Basically pulling your entry as low as we can, right? So when the price action goes low and bounce back up, you move your stop to entry, you take half of it, right? You take money and run away, take half of it, and then wait to see if this thing comes back up, all the way up. If it does, close it and go away. That's it. You nailed it right there. A falling knife strategy is not to hold it, all right? It's a risk entry that you need to get away as much as possible. Let's do a little bit of an overview here. So we have 200, right? So we have 200, and then let's go for, I don't know, 25 in here, right? Let's just think that we go for the first entry, $25. Oh, what's up? All right. Let me also get my calculator so I don't mess this up live. Let's imagine I'm doing all of my calculations in here. All right, which I'm not. All right, so let's imagine that I got $25, right? So 200 minus $25, all right? That gives me with 175, right? And then I can do, I don't know, maybe out of that negative 50. So that will give me, what's a $50 in here. And this is leverage included, all right? And then maybe in here, 125. You see that? I'm increasingly not in a linear way. So I'm going, the better or the farther I go, the greater the risk, but also the greater my investment. Guys, again, this is money that I have separated and I'm willing to lose. Even if I whine about it all week long, right? I know I'm gonna be losing this, all right? This can be going like, okay, maybe I can do, all right, $200. Maybe I'm, instead of going out at dinner with party with the friends, right? Maybe instead of going to a disco, if such things still happens or exist, right? Maybe I can save that, right? And then save it for one upcoming falling knife opportunity, right? So you see how I'm incrementing things in here? So again, if my account is not big enough, that one entry can be divided in 3 different entries with an increasing amount of money, I add the minimum that I need to place in here, right? And your broker will tell you. So you set your entry spot, not entry spot, entry, come on, what is the name? It's not market, it is, I also have things in Spanish here. Opposite of market, guys. It just slipped out of my head. So I get that entry here, right? That kind of an entry. So it's not a market entry, right? It's a preset entry. Man, as soon as I remember, I'll say it. And then I increase double. And then I do whatever. It's mostly basically more than double than this, if that makes sense. So the point of here is that I need to push it as low as I can, my average entry pricing here. I can even go for the minimum in here, twice the minimum, and anything else in here, right? So that will be the way to do it. If not, if you're 3%, it's big enough to do this, go for it, right? No need to break your head with minimum entries in here, right? So that is the base. OC looks at the chart. What? Look at the chart. What's up? What's up? Maybe you need to. What? Part find episode? Wait. ¿Qué estoy perdiendo? Oh, all right. I'm watching this. All right, maybe. All right, perfect. What we could get together, guys. I don't know. Well, I'll try it all. Almost all. Huh? Oh, perfect. Yeah, living order. Thank you, Crypto Pollo. Yeah, absolutely. That is what I was looking for. Yes, absolutely. So we do a living order here, right? And then once we set up the minimum possible limit order, right? That your broker would tell you. You just set your limit order at this price. It's gonna tell you you can't. The minimum order it's this amount of money, including leverage, right? So that's where your leverage is coming from. Again, remember that your stop loss at the end needs to be right below here. So you might be getting stuck into something like 50x or something. At the end of it all, we're trying to maximize that, right? Or you can always ignore to get this out. If you get this out, then you can divide this 50 between the 25 and the 125, all right? Basically, you ignore this, but your stop loss is gonna still be all the way down there, all right? That way, when you enter with a single entry, and then you measure to the downside, but the purpose in here is pushed it as low as possible, all right? So just food for thought, this is my trading strategy. Let's go to BTC. Let me clear this up. Let's go to BTC and let's talk about how maybe we can apply this on Bitcoin, right? So let's go and let's get it. All right, perfect. At this point, let's turn on our secret weapon. What will our secret weapon be? Again, our volume profile bar magnifier. There we go. Boom shakalaka. Here it is. All right. And where is our entry zones? And you know that we've been talking about one of those lately. Between 97. Oh, look at that. In fact, it's been called already. Between 97, right? And 93. So here's the secret. I did actually find those areas out of interest by looking at this zone. But then I turned on my secret weapon here and I was like, wait, hold on a minute. This is actually showing me something that I might not be aware of. So what is it behind it? I mean, is this like really playing out? Or is this just an illusion that maybe we cannot get to, right? And what happened right after that? I actually did find out backup data. And look at that. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Remember here? And I told you, I'm going to be buying at 100K on the way up. Right there. And I'm still holding it, right? Until I break through this highs. I'm not going to be sending this money to my savings account. It's going to stay here with my stop to entry, right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? So other than that, those are the areas that I'm going to be looking for to get started with my falling knife strategy. Once again, I don't want to be the bear here, but things aren't looking like we are getting a retracement, right? Let me clear this up. We're getting a retracement. How low can we go? Well, also, look at that. We're getting right here. What do we have right there? We have an actual possible entry. In fact, I had a 104, right? So maybe we can even go a little bit slower or lower here. So I rather go into 105. Let's go for 105. And if I hit 105, I'm going to be doing a 1 quarter entry. No re-entries. Stopped out at 103 and possible re-entry right here. So 1 quarter here and 1 quarter here, all right? Summing up, an average to 104,700 for a half of a position. So basically, that's how our falling nav it is playing out. This is what we're going to be looking into. And guys, this is basically it. Let's get started here and let's go for maybe something else. Chapter is over. Classes are over. I think we're going to be taking the rest of the week off. I need to talk with Piper. I need to review your comments, guys. So if you want the show to continue, please go ahead and comment down below on this recording, or even much better, go into the Piper Academy Discord and let us know that you guys want a little bit more of content, what kind of content we can do. I mean, this is a great idea. I'm loving that. Dude, I don't know. I'm loving the idea of maybe, like make a little more of a party here. That sounds fantastic. Username says, tell him they will have the, what? Vermont maple leaf. What? Mauritia. I don't know. What am I missing? What am I missing? Let me take a little bit. Love the show. Thank you, True. Thank you, my friend. Let me take another piece of chocolate cake in between. And in the meantime, guys, you let me know. If you want me to do another analysis, let me know. We still have 20 minutes left. We can do some analysis. We can do some chatting. I can tell you about my life. I don't know. You guys let me know. Take the lead. And, well, let's get it. This is good. What does OC do for fun? To be honest, I trade and I stay in the computer. I play video games. Sometimes I go out to shooting. I like shooting. I like flying drones. What else do you like, honey? I used to do many other things, but recently I like adventures. Oh yeah, I like adventures. By the way, right now my 4x4 is a very crappy but love it, man. My end of the world Dodge 4x4. It's out of service. I broke off some brakes, so I need to take it to a mechanic. But what I usually do is we take the bicycles, we take our four-legged son, and we search for the Google Earth some hidden haciendas or hidden cenotes or hidden underground rivers and stuff. We take the truck and we go into adventures. We visit the cenote or the underground river, and then we also explore the abandoned haciendas, and that's a lot of fun. It's a little bit dangerous, yes, but we try to be where it's not that big of a deal, if that makes sense, right? Not that far of population. As soon as we see something, maybe we just retrieve and go away, right? And yeah, another thing that I love to do, and this is cool. When there's going to be a hurricane, we take the truck and we go to Cozumel Island, all right? And as soon as the hurricane is over, it's done, there's no one out there. But I have a 4x4 truck, right? So we hit it off. We go to unpopulated areas of the island, go across the coast as long as we can go over, right? I prepare shovels, things like that, and we take a metal detector. Shitty metal detector, I only have found a couple of modern coins, but exploring those areas are fantastic. Seeing, like how the sea is retrieved or has changed the things, it is just amazing. It's just amazing. Also, by the way, I did got my hands on a real treasure map. All right, it's not a treasure map. It is like from 1800s. It's an 1800s copy where all of the sinking boats, Spaniard or Spanish sinking boats are or where. what the treasures they were having, where there have been found older coins like Spanish doubloons, and many other things like that. So I have digitalized this. I have it on Google Maps. If you don't know, I'm an architect, so I took the actual thing, I scanned it, I scaled it, I bring some coordinates, and then based on those coordinates, I matched as close as I could the hand drawings, because it's an actual map of Cozumel. It's hand drawn, and then it has an also scale, and have points of reference. Of course, there's no GPS locations or anything like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I matched it as close as I could with Google Maps, right? And then create a file. By the way, if you're in the Pirate Academy, go there, add me if you want access to that link. I'll be more than happy to send you a picture of the copy that I have of the map. The copy is, of course, it's a real, it's a modern, what is it, transparent copy, right? From the actual old map. And I'll share with you, if I found it, if I share with you the digitalized thing. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to have. So yeah, Crypto can design me a coop for my backyard. Oh, absolutely, man. I could. That'd be fantastic. That'd be phenomenal. Wait, does this thing goes on what? Goonies style treasure hunt? Yeah, I do, man. I do. If so, that needs to be a YouTube show. That'll be fantastic. You'll be amazed, guys. Maybe I share some picture of that back in the day on the last hurricane that I did it. It's freaking amazing. Love it. Cather, what? Cooper pot? Have you found? No, I haven't, man. No, I haven't. Also, guy builds things too. Oh yeah, I do. I am a self-taught carpenter, and I like to build stuff like electronic stuff and little stuff like that. So yeah, like Dora the Exploradora. Oh shit. I'm telling you. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of other coins before we wrap things up, guys. Let me know what we should be looking into, and ask me as many questions as you want to. I'm willing to answer most of your questions. I'm building a future right now. Nice, JR. You are, my friend. Amazing trades, by the way. Let me guess. You also have a very attractive. Oh my goodness! You should see her. Love tequila and knows how to bake. Oh yeah. Actually, man, I mean, not kidding. I've been telling her this whole week, straight away. I'm telling you, honey, what a fantastic launch to prepare for me, because she's taking care of it, and she's going all out. I love you, honey. Thank you. She's right here next to me, and she also feeds me cake and beer, bro. All right, so Link. Let's take a look at Link and Ada. Perfect. Let's take a look at those. By the way, do you want the falling knife strategy on Link and Ada, or do you want just a analysis? Let me know. All right, so right here on Chainlink, we have a plan A and plan B, right? We were expecting a plan B. By the way, guys, I usually never show this in the show because this is kind of like a cheating, I would feel like. But look at where I usually bring my targets to. You see? To my secret weapon, volume profile. All right? So look at that. We could be, or I was expecting a sweep of the lows. Where? To the volume profile. Or to a higher low. Not only because of that, look at that. What else is there matching? A loud order block. Usually an order block, it is a magnetic area right here, right? That pulls the price action to it. So I still hold my analysis, but let's just push it to the right slightly. There we go. And again, I still hold my analysis to push it to the right slightly. Nonetheless, we have not yet bounced out of this area, or what I thought that we're going to be having a dynamic reactor is going to. So let's call this one out for now, right? And where do we have some support? Where we have a support in here, but I doubt that we can hold it. I think that the magnetic action from this order block is going to be stronger, especially since we see Bitcoin dropping back down, right? So this could be a very nice entry point. Again, let's bring up our oscillator. We're looking for tiny candles as we look in here. Look at that, beautiful tiny candles. Where we're looking for a flip of the ribbon. In fact, we almost have a flip of the ribbon. Maybe I could get, I'm going to get short, not short from shorting, but short out of my analysis. Maybe we can flip early in here. If that is the case, don't worry, we're still below the zero line, and until we're breaking through, right, we can still go for a breakout retest. Off we go, and your next opportunity is going to be up there. All right, guys, so do not panic, things are getting all right, right? I think we're gonna get prepared for the upcoming week. This week we have taken a lot of profits. If you check out the Discord, the Piper Academy Discord, we took a lot of profits yesterday. That was a very nice week for me. In fact, I'm basically willing not to trade this week because I'm just chilling out. Nonetheless, we'll try to do our best. Let's take a look at what else. ADA, right? ADA. Let's take a look at the ADA here. What? Yeah, of course, Cardano. Oh, here it is. And why is it just hitting? All right, so Cardano, we were expecting a little bit of a ranging action. The ranging action is actually playing out very nicely. We are bouncing on the dynamic react. Sorry, not on the dynamic react. We're bouncing on the order block, or the loud order block. It's highly bullish. Let me move that out of the way. Perfect. It's highly bullish. That is fantastic to see. Let me see if I can shrink this up a little bit, or even just take it away. Perfect. And what are we expecting? A flip of the ribbon. In fact, look at that. Where is our possible entry zone? At 0.53. I might be even eager to take it straight right there. Let's go for it. Why not? I'm a little tipsy. Let's start bending some rules, right? Not bending over, bending some rules. Let's go for this one a little bit low before our stop loss in here, and just give it a little bit of a wiggle room. This is going to be a half of an entry as we speak. No, let's go slightly low in here. There we go. And we're going to be aiming for the dynamic reactor TP number 1. Why not? This looks like we're almost there, guys. We're front running the oscillator. It's not something that I usually do. Maybe, I don't know why it's going on with me that I'm not following my rules, right? But at this point, it feels right. If I'm going to be suggesting this to you, which is not financial advice, I'd rather wait for a flip of the ribbon. All right, I'd rather flip of the ribbon. Nonetheless, this could be a good setup. A small setup. We see a range going up. We see a little bit of a lower low. Let's go and let me show you what I'm looking into here. This is a Wyckoff schematics. Of course, I've been drilling this to your brains over and over and over, and this is not it. This is it, right? Coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, the high not higher than the previous range, and then we can define lower entry range for longs and higher entry range for shorts, right? Look at that. It's actually looking fantastic. I mean, phenomenal. Look at that. Coming down, little range, V-shaped recovery, high not higher than the previous range. That gives us what? 70% chances of ranging. And we are ranging, right? How do we define our lower and higher range? Let's go for it. Let's grab a box in here. We usually aim for the range, right? And then we usually aim for the head and shoulders that's placed or that forms right here, right here. So there we go. We're back on a possible entry zone. I think that we're gonna nail this. Hopefully we do. And we have a later entry, right? If you want to stay safe, maybe go for the second one at 0.53. Oh, Jesus. All right, somebody's calling me. I don't know what. I don't know how to shut this thing up. Come on, there we go. So I'll figure out who was calling me later. There we go. So this is what we got. Hands, heads and shoulders, knees and toes, Oh, love it. All right, guys. So never whispered. She always yelled. Oh, jeez. All right, guys. So let's go into solo cam. Let's go to standalone. Let's wrap it up with a little itty bitty end of this little bottle. Let's bottoms up, guys. Ooh, fantastic, fantastic. All right, guys. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining today. I really appreciate you guys coming over for the party. Hopefully you guys like the surprise that I had built for you. My strategy for falling nice, and also hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day at home or whatever you are. Hopefully you had a fantastic drink today with me and an amazing dessert also. Guys, once again, if you can, let us know on the Piper Academy, and make sure you tag me and tag Piper. So throughout this week, when we sit down and talk, I can show Piper, you know what, this is what we should be doing, right? This is what the community wants. And based on what is your request, guys, we're gonna be evolving this show. Nevertheless, I'm also gonna be making one more announcement before Friday, which is how long we're gonna keep these courses up for free, and then they're gonna be moved into member only. All right, guys. So if you're paying the subscription from YouTube, you will have access to the courses and also to any other things that we built on the Discord. And then we're gonna be further refining this course. I'm gonna be rebuilding this course from scratch, making it a serious course, right? Taking out all the amps, and whatever, right? And we're gonna be making it a standalone product. That's still on talks. I need to refine things with Piper. So guys, thank you so much again for your patience. Thank you so much for staying here. Thank you so much for giving me your minute of your time. And as always, see you guys. This time it's unknown, but as soon as you'd like me to. And see you guys afterwards. See you guys, and much love.